Welcome to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair. I sincerely hope that I've got my iPad turned down, my friends. Oh. How are y'all this beautiful, beautiful Monday? Hold on, I'm going to try to go
It's
right
very
here.
pretty, but it is cold.
It's cold
outside.
And I really wish that in the middle of God giving us great weather, he might warm it up a little bit. But like I had to put my dogs up after I put them out.
I think it got down to like 26 or something in Birmingham last night. It was very cold.
Dogs were giving me the hateful, listen, lady, I know you put us out to eat and do our business, but could you put us back up? And I did.
Well, yeah, it's too cold for them.
It's too cold.
You can't leave them outside. No. What about your chickens? Did they survive?
They survived, but I have a heat lamp for them.
Okay, well, we have a friend whose house just burnt down because they had baby chickens in their garage.
Oh no.
And I don't know why you would hatch chickens in the middle of winter, but I mean, you can.
Sure.
Now, back in the day, you really couldn't. But they had a red heat lamp, and then they had hay in the little tub they were raising the chicks, and it caught on fire. Literally, the one that's right by our house.
Yes.
Do you remember that a few weeks ago?
Yes.
Yeah, that was chickens burning the house down.
I assume...
like entire house. Oh, and both their dogs died.
What? Allison.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is not a good day. This is a good way to start Monday.
No.
But yeah, so be careful with the heat lamp.
Yeah, ours
Just
is
saying.
Up high, and if it fell, it would fall onto metal. But it's not that hot. It's it's not that hot, and we unplug it. But that's a good. You know what? Because I'll be honest. If something were to happen, it would happen to us.
It would, just like the cat that got hit with a golf ball and fell out of the tree and lost a leg.
It did.
It happens.
Her name was Tripod while she was alive until she got angry and sent my husband to the ER. That's another story for another day.
Yep.
But Allison, okay, first, pause. We have a great day for you today. You're listening to Rightside Radio. You haven't tuned in by mistake. You're here on purpose, and for that, we thank you. I'm Amy Beth Shaver. I'm with Allison Sinclair and JP, and we are so excited for this week. We are chock full. That was an old people word. I'd like to retract that. We are balls to the wall.
What does that even...
Chock full. You know, chock full of nuts coffee.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
It's packed. I should probably just say it's packed. The show's packed. The week is packed. We have guests several days this week, sometimes twice in one day. Okay, we have the news that you need to know and news that you maybe don't want to know, but we're here and we're going to get through it together. It's a Monday and we're going to unravel what happened over the weekend. So there's that. So get ready. Monster montage, breaking news, your text, all the things, just so you know what's coming. Now, we're pivoting.
Because there was two, like right back to back. JP, you're off.
But Allison Sinclair, has a little. Does everybody remember last week when her dishwasher got replaced and it was broken? Apparently, Allison. Do you have an update for us about your dishwasher?
I do. If you remember, I did some very serious technical digging into what was wrong with the dishwasher. And so, it stopped working, which when all four of your kids are home for Christmas for weeks on end, it's not a good time. Then you have to wash the dishes and it's a whole thing. So I pull the dishwasher out because I am the handyman. Woman, whatever. Pull the dishwasher out and I'm like fiddling with things, check the little junction box to see if anything's unplugged and check the breaker, pull the dishwasher out and everything looks good. But I see a little thing that has a bunch of wires and it says control panel. So I just kick it.
Yeah. Duh.
The thing roars back to life. I'm like, I'm a freaking genius. So I push it back in and for like a week we use it. It goes out again. And so I said, well, let me deduce from the fact that I kicked the control panel and it worked that it's not a power issue. So typing cat goes online, delivery man gets there, $150 for delivery and takeaway. Okay, fine. He hooks it up. I'm like, this is on top of the dishwasher. He's sitting there messing around underneath. And I said, it's not just a power issue, is it? And he was like, I don't know. I'm like, oh God, okay. I leave, come here to do the show, and Jared calls and goes, "It's just a power issue." Meanwhile, now we have a fully functioning dishwasher sitting in our garage if anybody needs one. But they replaced it. Jared decided to just keep the new one in. But I really thought I did a great analysis of like, kick it, power comes on. Why would that be a power issue?
Yeah, no. I mean, it shouldn't work. Technically, if it were not, I mean, you fixed it.
Yep. Well,
Fix it,
it was a
Allison.
breaker issue. So if anybody needs a dishwasher, but I next time I will do a more thorough investigation of the
Sure.
problem.
You know, I would love to help. You know, I mean, if you need somebody to like run and turn the breaker panel off and on.
Okay, I did
I
that.
am
I did
so
that.
good
I
at
hit
that.
all the GFIs. I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
I mean, I did
I'm
everything
just
you're
offering,
supposed to do.
I'm just offering to be your wingman.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, what happened in your house? Did you fix the ceiling?
No, went up there today and I said to myself out loud, wow, this looks worse.
Is there like water coming?
Should I
from?
send that picture to JP so people could see what our ceiling looks like that Chris almost went through? No, it's Baroque in. And but I did finally get my oven fixed. They sent the right hinges. It wasn't closing all the way.
Bad if you don't have an
And so it
oven.
was taking an extra 5 to 10 minutes to cook, and I couldn't figure it out. Well, our oldest child, genius that she is, baker extraordinaire, said, Mom, your oven isn't closing all the way. It's your hinges.
Not the hinges.
Not the hinges. But a young man came out, third time. They ordered the right parts this time because they were about to give me a new oven.
Does that mean you're making me and JP bread?
Yeah, I'm making you bread this week, actually.
Because you have an oven. There's no excuse.
I have good flour for you, and it's game on. So y'all are getting, do y'all want sourdough or do you want the other very similar but not sourdoughs?
I'm not picky.
JP?
Sourdough.
Okay. I've got a beautiful.
JP is picky.
My starter is refreshed. She's beautiful and bubbly again. Okay. Done.
JP, why don't women wear watches?
Because there's a time on the oven.
There's a clock on the stove. That's what I think of.
Yes.
Amy Beth, you walked right into that one.
I did. You know, when I ran for the house, I did say a woman's place is in the house. I did.
That's good, actually.
You gotta own it. We know who
good.
we are. We will not shrink away from that responsibility.
But which house?
The state house
It's a
and our
double
house.
entendre.
It is.
JP, how was your weekend?
Chill and lazy.
Is that bad? I mean, it rained all weekend. I think it was probably the perfect weekend to have.
I was home alone all weekend. I was bored out of my mind, so I had to.
Really?
I wrote up a column on Sunday and did some other work, but then like, I just like fell asleep on the couch Sunday night and then woke up and went to bed. Pretty much, yeah. It was just one of those weekends.
Sometimes you need it though.
Laundry weekend. Yeah, it was boring.
So you were ready to get back at it. Is what you're saying?
I was, yeah, and now we're back into it, drinking from the fire hose again.
Yeah, we are. I like that.
Do you miss us?
Yeah,
Like, do you miss being here when you're not here? Yeah.
yeah, I do.
I can't tell if you. I
No,
think
yeah,
he's serious.
for sure.
I think-
I am
are you
serious.
serious?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Do y'all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've maybe learned not to be able to sit still and then I maybe have to be told to turn my brain off, which is why sometimes I don't answer at all because maybe I have to put my phone down.
Mm,
So it's a struggle because you see stories constantly. And so
yeah.
how do you turn it off? How do you have a Sabbath? Truly, I don't know. I didn't this weekend. So that you can come back at it with fresh eyes and renewed perspective. But that's a struggle for me. Is that a struggle for y'all?
Yeah. And it's actually part of my New Year's resolution. Do y'all do New Year's resolutions?
No,
I do
don't.
New Year's priorities.
You think that you just have to be contrarian, don't you?
I do.
I don't do resolutions. I do.
Well, then if
Priorities.
you say priority, it moves to the top of your list. But if it doesn't get met,
You're giving yourself an out already.
but I really love New Year's resolutions.
y'all don't have.
Nah, I don't.
No,
do
I
that.
do. I do.
What do they normally fail by like the 7th day of January every year? I think it's the 7th day of January is always the fail or the loser day or something. That's when resolutions normally crash.
They only make it 7 days or 6 days.
Hey, I'm just getting started.
When do resolutions fail? There's a day for it.
Hold on. We're going to guess what day.
Well, he said the 7th. I'm going to go with JP 7th.
I'm going to go with the 15th.
Quitter's Day is the second Friday of the month. So this year is the 9th. Yeah.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Losers Day.
It's actually called Quitters Day.
Do you know what my sweet Molly says about the gym? She loves the gym.
At Auburn.
She said,
The
no,
rec?
she goes to Planet Fitness.
Oh,
She likes to get
that's
away
the
for
tranny gym.
some me time. She doesn't actually change in the changing room.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
think.
good.
But she said, Mom, they really should offer 2-week memberships. And this is why I don't go that much at the beginning of the year, because people come, they clog up the equipment, and then they get in my way. And so I just kind of go at odd hours. So I avoid them. And then after 2 weeks, they're gone.
Yep. It's brutal.
I thought that was pretty wise for a college freshman.
Well, tell her Loser Day is come and gone. She can go back.
All right. I'll tell her.
That's why I like to work out late at night, because I don't like working with a full gym.
It's real people-y.
I hate it.
I like going downstairs in my own house and working.
That too. I wish I had a home
I
gym.
don't want to talk to people. I struggle with that because I just struggle with that.
And when you got one more set on a machine and then you need to go home and somebody's on the machine for like 10, 15 minutes and you're just like.
It's like following somebody in the slow lane and you're trying to get somewhere fast.
Yeah.
That happened to me
Allison?
the other day when I said something rude in my head as I was praying to that lady.
What did
Yeah.
you say?
I just called her a name. I'm like, dear Lord, please be with
Jessica.
And I called her a name in my head and God was listening. It was like a whole thing. Probably needs to be a resolution.
Did you say that she was a Karen? Because the new word for Karen is Jessica.
I looked all through that article to see what the new Karen was and I could not find it. So Jessica.
I like the name
I called her
Jessica.
something worse.
Oh,
But we got to go to a break. And then we're going to get to the montage. I promise. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. Do y'all ever go through the weekend and just SMH? Do you ever
I had to
just
think about what that meant.
shake? Well, it really means shake my head. But with the news that was going on this weekend from Minneapolis to an incident in Washington to listening to this person we have in the montage that's in the Mom Donnie administration, there is a lot of SMH going on. You just like walking around going, really? Like, this is what are we living in right now while they ignore Iran? So I am very excited to get to the montage today. And then obviously we will start on that. And at 3:30 though, we have our friend
Stephanie Smith from the Alabama Policy Institute. So Alabama Policy Institute has started a new kind of wing of their organization called Alabama Policy Action, kind of how you can get involved, different events they have going on. She's going to talk to us about that. And then also that's who we're partnering with for the Lieutenant Governor Forum. So we'll preview kind of how that's going to go, which it will be live streamed. It'll be on all of our platforms and you can watch it. We'd love for you to come to Hoover and be there in person with us. But if you can't, you can watch it. But Stephanie will be with us at 3:30.
Are you going to wear a dickie?
Y'all, should I tell the audience?
Yes, you got to tell because I just ordered some.
I feel
just sent my daughter
very
money.
Cousin Eddie-ish. Okay, back
You
in the
look gorgeous.
80s,
I
like
love it.
Dickies were a thing, you know, the fake turtleneck. Because, gosh, by the time it's winter and you put on a sweater and then you put your turtleneck and it's long sleeve and you're hot and it's like you're sweating.
Ugh.
But you kind of want that extra little pop. Well,
Yeah.
shout out to Julie Stansberry, who I went to middle school with, who posted on Facebook
Thanks, Julie.
that she got these Dickies
I love them.
off Amazon. So that's what I'm wearing under my little
Just
sweater.
placed an Amazon order in the break.
Yeah. Call me Cousin Eddie.
Sent my number one some cash because I don't have an Amazon account
What?
from a prior incident.
You shouldn't.
Do you
Because
remember?
I really think they're the devil.
We really shouldn't. And I should say that's why I don't have an Amazon account. It's not why. Anyway, I'm sorry. I digress.
Yeah. So you too can have a caller. I don't know. I'm trying, people. This whole video live stream thing is new to me. Back in the old days, we were just on the radio and I would come in like sweatpants and a bun in my hair. Can't
still
do that
can.
anymore. I mean, I can, but people would talk about me.
No.
Yeah, we don't wanna do
Someday it
that.
might happen.
Mm-mm.
But JP, you're 22. You can get away with it.
Okay.
I'm like a mom of four, supposed to be grown up.
Why? I mean, I think a sweatpants and hoodies says you're grown up. Means you don't care anymore.
Well, but they also say that you get paid 30% more if you look nicer.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh.
I mean, I'm wearing my pink Crocs.
Yeah. When I walked in, I thought they were Little Mermaid Crocs. Well, something is on them. What is that?
I had more gibbets, and they've kind of gone away over the years. I've had these for 6 years, actually. So we just got Mickey Mouse on this one, and then I got an ice cream cone and a strawberry ice cream cone, and then Paw Patrol, the dog from Paw Patrol.
I just don't.
I don't
never
have
show
words.
those again.
Why? Y'all like the pink Crocs?
I will
Fine.
say, any man that can wear pink, I respect. You've got to be very confident.
Comfortable in my masculinity.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Do we even have time for the montage?
No, we don't anymore.
I'm sorry. That's my fault. That's on me. I asked what Allison basically was wearing.
Yeah, you
because
had
this
to
is-
take a swipe at my dickie. That
I
you
didn't
just,
take a swipe. I bought them because it looks so fantastic.
You swiped my dickie. You purchased my dickie.
I did.
Did you get the same colors?
Of course I did. Well, I don't know if you got, well, for those of you online, you know this, but over the last couple of weeks, we've started to dress alike. Hello, we both have on a shade of white today. And she has gray, I have black, basically the same color family. Also, our feeds are the same. Our earrings,
It's bad.
it's
JP, you're going to be wearing
Wow.
earrings before you know it.
No, I think. No, I don't think so.
you'll never do the like diamond.
No,
No,
I don't even have earlobes. I've attached earlobes. So
you have Wait, do I even have them? I don't know.
Now that's all I'm going to see is JP's non-earlobes.
They're not there.
Luckily, you wear those headphones every day. Okay, can I do a story real quick?
Yes.
Do we have
The
time?
music's about to come in, but you can preview
Go.
it.
So the No Kings financial records came out.
And
Here we go. Arabella, 79 million. Don't even know who that is. Soros, 72 million. Warren Buffett, 16 million. Ford, 51 million. Tides, 45 million. Rockefeller's, 26 million.
so you're saying those protests were inauthentic?
They were financed by the people that run the world and not the good ones. Not God.
Same one
Opposite of
surprise.
that.
Hmm.
No. Funny. Anyway, funny, not funny. We'll be back, I promise, with the montage. We'll get into lots of news. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. You're listening to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison, and he's JP. We are getting to the montage, and you're going to be very excited because contained within the montage today is a rare glimpse into something we like to call good news. So listen for this little spot of good news inside this banger montage. JP, take it away.
Oh, okay. So should I say stand by for news, or should I just let him say stand by for news?
Let him.
Okay.
By for news.
You have a little peanut with you.
I do. This is Lola.
Lola, and why was it important for you to bring her?
Just to feel the energy of love and community, and to show people that I'm not going to let someone else intimidate me to live in a city that doesn't represent what I want it to represent. I want to be able to bring her in a place where people are saying we love our neighbors.
I've been reading and watching from a distance Mississippi, Tennessee, Louisiana, I think Alabama also replicates exactly what you do, and they see, boom, that basically get back to the basics, put extra time into it, extra support to both the student and the teacher, require a minimum amount of time on reading, and base it on phonics, and lo and behold, you got something we can look at, model after, and replicate all over this country.
I don't give a damn if they burn down Target, because Target should be on the streets with us, calling for the justice that our people deserve. Don't talk to us about looting. Y'all are the looters. America has looted black people.
Iran wants to negotiate, yes.
Negotiate what?
We may meet with them. I mean, a meeting is being set up, but we may have to act because of what's happening before the meeting.
Right.
But a meeting is being set up. Iran called, they want to negotiate.
Where was the good news?
Education.
Oh,
The Mississippi miracle.
he said, I think Alabama. Although we have made leaps and bounds over the years, the past few years since they passed, I can't remember what it was called, but we were, 52nd
52nd, my
in
friend.
reading for a
Mhm.
few years,
Mhm.
which sounds impossible, but
But
it's not.
We done did it.
And really all that started when we don't have Common Core. We have Core Common. Started when our kids were, I think our oldest were maybe in 3rd or 4th grade, and you could watch literally the education system and what they were bringing home just tank. 4th grade, couldn't help my kids with math. The dumbest stuff. Instead of just memorizing 5 times 5, we had to draw boxes and carry the box. And then the box goes to Sally, who's transgender. And it's like this whole thing, get to 25, but it takes you twice as long.
Do you know what was delightful about that as well? Well, first of all, my dad has his master's in physics. Math is his jam, as is my mother-in-law. Her degree is in math. And so when they would try to help kids older than ours, because they knew he was a good tutor with geometry, he called one day and he said, this is ridiculous. They've taken a beautiful subject and they've made it convoluted. It's really a shame. And this is way back when. Then the other part that I noticed is we were on a trip with some recent college grads, young teachers. And when I mentioned Common Core math, they were not even in my conversation, but they heard me talking about how bad the math was. They were furious with me for even mentioning how bad Common Core math was, because they'd just been trained in how to teach it.
Well, Common Core is the equivalent of Michelle Obama's lunchroom food. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It tanked everything. No more square pizzas. No more memorization. JP, did you learn how to write in cursive?
I did.
You did?
Because you were at private school.
No. Well, my elementary school up to 5th grade was public,
Okay.
and I learned how to do cursive. But I don't think my sister, who was 2 years younger than me, did though. So
Did you go to Mountain Gap or Challenger?
Mountain Gap.
Okay.
I think I was the last one,
Okay.
probably.
So the other night it was after one of the football games and 60 Minutes or something came on, and we were watching a segment about how kids are now having to go take private, like their parents are having to pay for private classes on how to write and read cursive. And it was heartbreaking. There was a quote from one of the kids that was talking about, I mean, we all have heard this about going and you can't read the Declaration of Independence, but what they were talking about was like their grandparents had written them a birthday card and they couldn't even read their grandparents' birthday card. And this child went on to talk about how they felt super cool now because they could read cursive. And I thought, that's so sad. It really disconnects two generations where a grandparent can't even communicate in some ways with their grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
Really sad.
My grandmother had the most glorious handwriting in the world. And the first I heard of it was when our kids were little and they were at a different school. So they learned cursive. But it is what I found out is when we moved over, they were only learning the letters in cursive of their name. That was it, nothing else. And that's the only cursive kids were getting. And now it seems like they're not getting it at all. And we know that writing in cursive turns your brain on and it activates centers that are good for memory. And we're not doing it. And so the question has to become, why not? Why wouldn't you want them to learn how to read in cursive? Is it because you only want them to be able to spell check the letters they do know on their phone so that they can become good little obedient soldiers and move on from there? I mean, you have to ask the question based on all that we've learned, our James Lindsay interview, the books that you and I read, the things that the three of us talk about. You have to ask, why wouldn't they do that? And yet, here is a brilliant story from Mississippi. And do y'all know when the Mississippi Miracle first started? What year?
Let me take a guess. 2018?
You're close. Little
2016? 15?
12.
14?
2012.
13? 12.
They started phonics. Shocker. They started phonics. They knew they weren't going to turn it around quickly, but it was a Republican governor, Republican legislature in the state of Mississippi that brought back phonics. What?
I'm thinking about I texted y'all about this. My child that was telling me something to pick up from the grocery store. And let me tell you what she needed. She needed, now use your brain. PARMAJOHN. Parmesan. Okay. And I mean, phonics, I guess if you sound it out, and what do you say? You said,
oh, in Mexico, it's Parma Juan. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
That's
but
good.
I mean,
That's
bless
good.
it. Like and I meant to go back and ask if she was kidding,
Yeah.
but what? Like, that's where we are in the world. And I got a text from probably one of my son's friends who is working, has a very big boy job, but he's still texting and says, you are, like for your,
Oh, dear.
you know, and
Yeah.
it's like, again, this texting cursive print is a whole generational gap, because half the time when kids like your age send me stuff, I don't know what, I had to think about SMH,
Yeah.
IDK, and
TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Like sometimes Jennings will just put a J for just, and I'm like, oh my God, you're going to get out in the working world and look really silly.
Mm-hmm. The only world where that works is medicine, because probably if you are a clerk in the court or the stenographer, but they write in shorthand, after they've learned all the other words.
And it's like a universal shorthand where everybody, if you know shorthand,
exactly.
you can read it. I don't even know what y'all JP are doing. Do you text like that?
I text with that with people I'm comfortable with, but actually, I don't know if y'all know, like the cool thing is to have all lowercase typing.
Yes.
And I am ashamed to say that I turned that off like maybe a year ago because I was entering big boy world with like important people. I had to text and I had to get rid of that. But yeah, I'd still text that way with people my age and people I'm like comfortable with, but it is an issue. And yeah, I learned cursive in second grade, but I never used it after that, and I've never had to come across it. But I think, and I actually was in like 4th grade or 5th grade in public school whenever Common Core was introduced. And I just remember my teachers complaining about it so much and like how they can't teach how they want to teach. They have to teach it the stupid way. And then luckily I was able to go to private school after that and didn't have to deal with it. But yeah, it's crazy.
It's not good.
Can you, like my kids, you know, now that they're, well, 3 of them are 18 or over, and if they're signing a document, it's really just print. Can you write your name? Well, you can.
I have a signature that I've just kind of used since high school.
Some scratching.
I just do like a cursive J and a line and then a dot of the I and then P and then 2 T's crossed.
Okay. Okay.
But I could write my name in like it's not an issue. Like I could.
Do it for me during the break.
Okay, I'll prove
I
it
want
to
to make
you.
sure that we at least have some educated kids out there.
I feel like after this, we need to get, because you and I love old books, I found a primer, a reading primer. I don't know. We should read through that. I saw one for middle school, and I bet the stories within are so deep for 6th graders back then versus what they would be now. You know, just taking the writing across the spectrum, finally going back to phonics, which, shocker, it works. I wonder what would happen if we do that in math, to being able to think well and express your thoughts. Because if you can write and speak, there isn't anything that you can't do. And those things have gone away. So I genuinely hope with this whole phonics push in the southern states that hadn't been doing well, that are doing well now, will also emphasize cursive and emphasize all the other little things that were drilled into us as kids. I mean, did you not remember in language, you're just like, oh, we got to diagram another sentence.
Yes.
And I got to go to the board, and you couldn't sit down until you got it right.
And it was really embarrassing because English was my worst subject. I never could get it right. I think I have PTSD from that. Seriously, I'm sweating thinking about it.
You should have had my teachers. They were great.
What was her name? Not Tankersley. Gosh, I can see her in my
Miss
brain.
Flowers in 7th grade. I loved her so much. I loved her.
That's a pretty name.
She was wonderful.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, I've got Doug Jones weighed in on the Choose Act, which kind of goes along with this story.
Okay.
Curious to see what your all's thoughts are on what he says, because I'm guessing there are a lot of people that maybe feel the same way.
Okay.
We come back, we'll cover the Choose Act.
Welcome back. We're Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. In the next hour, we have Stephanie Holden Smith from Alabama Policy Institute talking about several things. We're excited about that conversation. She is like-minded and leading a great group that many of you already know about. But first, I think we have some text.
833-687-4448 is the text line number if y'all want to let us know your thoughts. First of all, Penny from Athens says, "Good afternoon, Amy, Beth, Allison, and JP. Over here cooking a big beef roast with carrots, potatoes, and great northern beans with bacon. Supper will be hearty on this cold Alabama day."
Boy, that's
Nice.
Can we come over?
That's like old school. Like every Sunday after church, we'd go to my friend Emily's grandmother's house. And she had pot roast.
Pot
just
roast
like
is the
that.
best. A lot of people hate on pot roast in my generation, and they hate on the big pressure cooker. I love it.
Listen, pot roast is the OG.
Yeah.
So
It's the best.
Unless you get it wrong and you undercook it, Penny, just leave it in. Don't touch it.
her house must smell like a dream.
Paul Bryan from Athens says, "Cursive reveals personality more."
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that. Nobody can read mine.
My handwriting sucks.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't have much personality. Kim from Danville says, "I actually had to take my cousin to Popeyes and teach him how to sign his name on napkins so he could sign his name and enlist in the Marines a few years ago."
Oh, wow.
Well, God bless you.
Yes.
That's really sweet and really sad all at the same time.
Jeff from Indiana says, "Yes, it's kind of ironic that the kings of finance would finance the No Kings March." Smiley face.
Oh, that's deep. That'll preach.
The kings of finance. Oh.
That's
yeah.
That needs a
That's
cheer.
good.
That's a cheer. That's
Cheer.
That's it. Okay.
Read that one more time.
Says it's kind of ironic that the kings of finance would finance the No Kings March.
They're happy to take those kings' coins.
I know. And we got Marshall from Dubai who says,
Hey, Marshall.
"Hey, ladies, I'm still stateside. Common Core math was pushed by Billy and Melinda Gates. Here's my question. Did Bill Gates allow his kids to learn Common Core? I don't think so."
Absolutely not. I mean, can you imagine way back in 2007 when he was approached about it and was like, yeah. I mean, think about it. It's the same thing that the leaders of tech companies don't let their kids have any tech. Of course, Bill and Melinda Gates' children never, ever darkened even the threshold of learning anything related to Common Core. Absolutely not. It was all a scheme to get his computer program in front of kids and make billions and billions of dollars. And it worked.
My favorite is all the legislators in Montgomery that don't send their kids to public school.
It's really cute.
Most of the grandkids and kids of your state representatives and senators and elected officials do not go to public school.
Someday we'll pull out that list.
But Doug Jones, God love him, was on Capitol Journal this weekend, which, by the way, if you're listening and you are the set designer for Capitol Journal, I volunteer myself to come. I also volunteer to come redecorate the governor's mansion, but that's a whole other story. I volunteer myself to come redo your set. It looks like it's straight out of 1984.
Oh, good grief. I can hear
when I hit play, you're going to die.
I can hear the music from the Buckley. What was the
He's
Bill
not
Buckley's
gonna know.
TV show?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I know
old
of
folk
them.
music. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Anyway, I digress. He talks about how important education is. We can all agree on that. He said, "Here's where I have some real disagreements with what's going on in Montgomery. We've done a pretty good job in early years. But for instance, I just saw something about how reading on the 3rd grade level and how that's improved, but it improved because there was money going into those school systems and it was federal dollars and COVID money. We don't have that anymore. How are we going to sustain that literacy going forward when the budget is not there? We've got to work on that. I am very concerned about the CHOOSE Act. I understand people would like to have choices to get a better education or to get to better schools, but I've got a real problem with taxpayer money going to private schools that have no accountability to the state government. I don't think that's the proper way to do it. So we're going to have to start looking at those issues, just to name a few." So the CHOOSE Act went into effect last year was the first year, and it's kind of a graduated system of how you can apply to have. It's just a set amount of money that will go into an account, and then you can send that money to whatever school you choose for your child. So I think it's roughly $7,000 per student, and you can use that for any school, public, private, whatever, homeschooling that you choose around the state that is participating. It's your money. You gave that money to the state. So why shouldn't you be able to use it the way you want to? Doug Jones's issue is that there's not government oversight in it. You want to talk about that? We got to go to a break. Okay. We'll discuss that on the other side. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. And we've already plowed through our first hour on this glorious Monday. And we're wrapping up our discussion on Doug Jones and federal oversight of education, which you think blah, 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 blah. But it is significant because Allison Sinclair, what happens tomorrow? What starts tomorrow?
Oh, I forgot. So the legislative session starts tomorrow. I don't know if that's the sound effect I would go for.
Do you have like water balloons or
Tomatoes?
Wait, hold on.
splat?
I think I got a better one.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Now, we'd like to have the first sound effect because we know it's going to be amazing. But what usually happens is the sound effect you just played.
Okay.
I love
That one's good too.
I love that.
That's what they all sound like down there.
Yes.
And some of them are our friends, and we appreciate that they are in office. But please, please, last year we had to continually call out a particular committee because they wouldn't pass something out of committee that's a no-brainer. And we're going to have to do it again this year if they continue to ignore what we, the people, want. And we won't hesitate. So we're just going to put that out there. But because you brought up Doug Jones, the Mississippi Miracle was part of our montage today. Mississippi, since 2012, has been leading the country. They are now number one in reading, especially with minority children, Black children, Hispanic children, like number 1 and number 4. They're incredible. And do you know what they got back to? Phonics. And so over here, meanwhile, we're growing, not at that rate. Louisiana's growing in reading, which is great. But Doug Jones is worried that there's no federal oversight because the COVID money's gone. What was the other money that's gone?
Just the federal money.
Okay, federal money's gone.
Well, and because here's the thing. Think about it. Okay, I think about we have Mountain Brook schools here in the Birmingham area. Mountain Brook schools spend, let's say the average amount spent on a student in Alabama is somewhere around $7,000. Well, Mountain Brook City has about $5,000 more dollars from taxes and things to put in, and property taxes, et cetera, to put towards their each student. So they spend about $12,000 the last time I looked on education. So say you live in Mountain Brook, yes, you have a choice of where you live, but sometimes you don't based on your job and what your needs for your family. Say you live in Mountain Brook, but you send your kids to Briarwood, a private Christian school. You're still paying that. The city is still using your money. The state still has your money. And then on top of that, you're paying for a private Christian school. Now, on one hand, I kind of see what Doug Jones is saying. All this money, remember, the taxpayers gave the state the money. It is your money. This state has no money outside of what you pay in taxes. So they take your money and they're going to use it in schools. The state and the federal government have oversight of that when you're in public school. You take your money out and you homeschool or you go to private school, you're using state money, but the state is not involved. And that's where he has the issue. But I'm like, Doug, it's not your money. Right. If you want to be a purist about it,
right,
it's not your money. But I kind of see where he's coming from. I totally disagree with him. I think you should have freedom. If you're stuck in a zip code that has crappy schools, pull your kids out and homeschool. Use that money that you're paying into the system for yourself. But what do y'all think about that? Because the Choose Act was huge last year. More people enrolled than they ever anticipated. This year, the eligibility requirements changed. So there's way more people that are eligible. I expect that it will grow. Now they did cap how much. I think it was like $100 million that you could spend on it. But what do y'all think about his comments?
I think I understand because everything it seems for Democrats is federal money, federal spending, oversight. I understand that. But as a parent, using the example you've just given, that more parents enrolled their children with the Choose Act money, says all we need to know about what parents really think about education in our state. It's their job and it's their oversight. And so we've got to get back to that idea that shouldn't be radical at all, but apparently for some it is. Also, I have to ask, what has the federal government ever truly contributed in a positive way to education? We have buildings, we have curriculum, we have a bloated bureaucracy. Our test scores plummeted as we went along with what they said they wanted us to do. And now we're getting back to the basics and things are rebounding, but that's because a Republican governor and a Republican legislature in Mississippi in 2012 said, we're going to go back to basics. That didn't necessarily require federal oversight. That just required people with a backbone to say, this is not working. And now look at where they are.
I think when you say what is the federal, I would think the special education program was something that maybe it actually funds and contributes well. Although I'm not sure that's the role. I think that's where public school, like on one hand, it sounds great. And yes, I have friends that have children enrolled in the special ed programs in public schools. On the other hand, that's part of where we're going wrong, not necessarily special ed, but that we have to take on every single child, all the 504, is it 504, the IEPs and the behavioral problems that come along that, you have to educate a child. But I'm curious if Doug Jones, and I would love to hear from Tommy Tuberville as well, because if we cut out and stop taking federal money for education, do you know how many stupid programs we could cut out? So yes, we would lose that money, but you don't have to do all this crap, all this paperwork. JP, you were talking about your teacher and how they hated, Common Core and all that it came along. Part of that is all the paperwork, all the testing, all the things you have to check the boxes. It's just bureaucracy. It's not teaching. And teachers are overwhelmed with all the paperwork. And that's because the federal government says you have to do it to get your check.
Yeah.
So I wonder if either of them would be for, just cutting out federal funding and running it ourselves. I think we could do a better job.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
I know so.
It just all falls back onto the federal government being like daddy to Republicans. Like they have to have the federal government, and independent states can't do a good enough job at it. But it's your money with the Choose Act. But I don't think Democrats see it that way. They see it as the government's money. It's your money you're paying into the system. All you're getting is your money back to pull your kid out of the system. I mean, it really is just like common sense. But I don't know. I feel like, well, isn't Doug's whole spin that he's a not MAGA conservative? I feel like that's his main spin of like, I can reach across the aisle. I can work with the other side. I'm not a crazy Republican, but I still got almost like the not crazy, like the independent
the old school Democrat.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But this isn't conservative at all. Like to rely on the federal government for education, that's not conservative at all.
I mean, don't you think it's like just think of bloat. I mean, you think of an overfull water balloon and it just goes everywhere. That's how I think of federal oversight. And if there's no federal oversight, oh goodness, that means that many leaders won't have any jobs to do because there's no federal oversight. We don't want you to have oversight. Bring it back to the parent. We've got it in, it's wrong. We need the inverse. Parents first, then whoever they invite in, and then we vote on that. But we've gotten it backwards for so long. I don't know how to right the ship, except that we have to try. But I also think alarm bells go off when no federal oversight, AKA no job for those who love federal jobs.
Well, and a lot of the reason parents, I homeschooled one of my kids, and honestly, number 3, I wish I had done it before. But one of the reasons why parents are pulling their kids out is because of all the stupid federal programs and all the woke crap that's going on. especially in the counseling, like the mental health coordinator, something Alabama passed years, like probably 3 years ago, all the counseling and all the SEL, social emotional learning, and it really is just CRT wrapped in something shiny.
Yep.
Nobody wants their kids. Well, some people do. I don't want to pay for that. I don't want my kid around that. I mean, it's so bad that there is a story out of a Shelby County school where this child was getting bullied, like, middle school, calling him gay, whatever. You're gay. But he didn't play sports. So you're gay. And he went and talked to one of his counselors, who proceeded to take the picture of her brother and her brother's husband off the wall and said, "Hey, if you're gay, it's okay. You can come out. You should be proud." Okay, this kid's like in 6th grade, has no parent. You're going to drop that on a child from a counselor's office, not even include the parents. And so that's the kind of crap that people, hey, Doug, give me my money. You're stealing it, basically. I'm out of here because y'all aren't even teaching cursive anymore. And now you're telling kids just to go be gay.
Yeah. I can't. Are they going to sue that teacher? That could happen. I don't know. I mean, but that's a conversation that's private.
Yeah.
But that's what's wrong in general. That's exactly what's wrong. And you're right. Homeschooling changed my perspective dramatically when everybody was in middle school. Dramatically. So, and the kids learn I'm wasting a lot of time. But
yeah,
it's unbelievable. So we gotta switch it around and give parents the power. They already have the power because they're paying for it. And somehow we let ourselves get talked out of contributing. No more. We're done with that.
Preach. All right, we gotta take a break. Can y'all give me an update on Greenland? It wasn't in the montage, but I feel like I read something that things are about to happen. We only have a few minutes before Stephanie Smith comes on at 3:30.
Yeah, we can talk
about Greenland. Okay, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP talking through what's going on with Greenland. I saw a few young men interviewed there this weekend, and it was hilarious. They wanted to make Greenland great again. They are for the United States having some part in Greenland. They are not happy to be associated with Denmark. Also, taxing them $10,000 per person for what? Basically mineral rights. So what do you know any more than that? I just know that the talks are continuing and that's it.
Allegedly, there either has been or will be a meeting between Rubio and Greenland's leader, or leaders or whatever. I've also seen some stuff about apparently the UK and France are looking to mobilize NATO troops to defend Greenland for the United States, which is kind of funny because I guarantee you a lot of those troops will be American defending Greenland against the United States. There's also reports that Trump is coming up with some contingency plans to invade Greenland. I don't think that would be necessary. I mean, look, if the people of Greenland, which I saw Nick Shirley actually is the one who went to Greenland and interviewed a bunch of people about what they felt or how they felt about Trump and the United States buying Greenland. And a lot of them were like, yeah, it's fine. Let's do it. It's a lot better than Denmark to protect us from Russia and China. So I don't know if the people are for it and Greenland's for it, then Denmark, like, it just seems like something that if Greenland wants it, it should be pursued. And also I say again, if NATO is really for the strongest defense of NATO, then the United States having Greenland would be that, because Russia and China are going to start circling in on Greenland eventually, and you want your top dog to have Greenland to defend it. So it just seems so backwards to me for NATO to be against the United States purchasing Greenland rightfully.
So, okay, my little simple mind, tell me if this is right. Greenland is important, not because it's green, because it's actually white with ice.
Yeah, a lot of ice.
But it's important strategically for global security because of its location.
Yeah.
Greenland is oppressed by Denmark, basically. They're like, well, I can't say that. But it's what I called that lady in the car.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. And so they're like, pay us money. We own you, basically. Okay, so Denmark stinks and they treat the Greenlandians really, sounds like Martians, really bad. Okay, now Greenland is a very small population. And so if Greenland gains independence, there aren't many differing opinions or a lot of population the fear is that the politicians maybe would side with Russia and China and because haven't they been in talks with China about building airports or military bases there? So we want to get there first so we can have that spot strategically to continue to defend Western Hemisphere and keep Russia and China out.
Yeah, out of the Arctic, essentially.
Okay.
And I mean, they're going to try and do like how they've done in the Western Hemisphere with Venezuela, China and the Panama Canal, which is a catastrophe. And it's funny, it's actually one of the Greenlandians that were in Nick Shirley's video said that World War III is coming and we don't want Russia to use Greenland as a launching point against the West.
Yeah.
So, yeah, essentially.
Okay. Are we good with paying for it? Is that the civil thing to do? Or should we just go be like, we'll take you out, give it to us?
There's a comedian. Who's the British comedian who's really famous? I don't know his name, but anyways, I think he was in Denmark recently and he was doing a Q&A with the audience, and the audience member said, should we sell Greenland? And he goes, well, the other option is they take it. Which one would you prefer?
Okay.
You guys, I just found a little factoid out. In Greenland from 1966 to 1991, this is why there's bad blood. Danish authorities ran a systematic program, line please, to suppress Greenland's birth rates by effectively sterilizing thousands of women and girls, some as young as 12, during routine health appointments without their knowledge or consent.
How do you do that?
I don't know. Well, consider the American South and the things that we did to people in other places in
How do they do that
Alabama.
without them knowing?
Oh, our government's really good at that. Think about the syphilis situation in Tuskegee. In light of that history, Denmark has no moral standing to lecture anyone about Greenland. Preach it.
Oppressed. Okay, we're gonna pivot. When we come back, we'll have Stephanie Smith from Alabama Policy Institute talking legislative update, kind of what we're going to see, Alabama policy action, and the Lieutenant Governor's Forum coming up later this month. We'll be back.
Welcome back. You're listening to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We are so happy to be joined by a longtime friend of the show and a longtime friend of ours, the Stephanie Holden Smith, who is the president of the Alabama Policy Institute, a well-respected, long-standing institution helping families and our culture in the state of Alabama. Stephanie, how are you?
I'm good. I feel like it's old home week. So fun to be on here with y'all.
So happy.
Is that a southern? That's like a southern saying.
That's such a southern saying thing, and it's
also why is my head so big?
True.
Okay. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So we wanted to this time. Well, there's so many things that we could talk about with you, so this will have to be a thing, but. We wanted to talk about a legislative preview. We know it starts tomorrow and things that you guys have been working on and are looking forward to, things we really need to pay attention to this upcoming session.
Yeah, so the legislative session is upon us. And, we started doing a blueprint for Alabama a couple of years ago after I started leading API, and we've had some really good success with it. And that's basically setting out an agenda of 30 different items, which is pretty ambitious, that we want the legislature to consider in that year. Our number one priority this legislative session is fulfilling the promise of universal school choice for Alabama school children. We were instrumental in passing that bill a couple of years ago. Thanks to Governor Ivey, thanks to Danny Garrett and Arthur Orr for carrying that bill, and for all the people who voted for it. Two things I would point out. One, it says shall fund, so it's not optional. And two, it says that in the third year, every single child in the state of Alabama shall be eligible. And so we are really advocating for full funding for that program so that that promise can be fulfilled. So that's our number one priority.
Real quickly, because we talked about Doug Jones on the Capitol Journal and his comments about how he does not like the Choose Act and he wants to revisit that if he becomes governor. What does fully funding look like? And for this year, is enrollment still open?
It actually just opened for this next year.
Okay, and so who is eligible this year? And then when you say fully funded, what does that mean?
Okay, so fully funded for this year, because this is year 2 in the program, is the exact same as last year, which is 300% of poverty or lower, special needs kids, and kids of active duty parents. Those are the 3 parameters for this current school year that we're in, and then next school year. But we're in a situation to where we're going to be debating the budget for 2027 here in 2026. So in the legislative process, we're actually discussing school year 2027, which is when it becomes fully universal for all kids in the state.
And is the cap right now $100 million?
There's no cap. There's only a floor.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, there's no cap. And we had almost 37,000 students apply for the program in the first year. The window just opened last week for this next school year. But we have about 23,000 students currently enrolled in that program. And so the question is, what is fully funded? And that's a good question. During the debate about this bill, the Legislative Fiscal Office scored it as though every single child in the state of Alabama who was of the correct age would take the money, which is nonsense. And so what we did at API was we sat down and we looked at the other states who have had this type of program, the parameters of the program, and then we made an estimate of how much it would cost for a 5% take-up rate, which is a pretty healthy take-up rate in comparison to Arizona and Florida and some other states that have been doing this for a few years.
What's the discrepancy in the funding now versus what you would need for that?
So the funding for the first year ended up being $150 million.
50, okay.
And then in the middle of the legislative session, we kind of hit the panic button and we were like, okay, there are a lot of kids signing up for this. We're not going to be able to fully fund it for this year. So we got it bumped up to 185 million. But there's actually 200 million sitting there right now for use for this program. And so we think at a 5% take up rate, it will cost about $300 to $325 million. So we're trying to go from 185 to 325.
Quick question. At the beginning of the whole school choice situation, and as a homeschooling mother with one child who played sports, they kind of dangled you're going to have to take tests to make sure that you're up to standard.
Yeah.
What happened with all that? Was that dropped? Did they let that go? Is that still a thing that they're going to require parents who choose to homeschool or choose to school differently? Are they going to have to be tested according to state standards? Was
No.
always the
I'm
rule.
nodding yes and I'm meaning no, so I need to watch my head movement. What we did was in that Choose Act, what we designated is that all recipients have to participate in some sort of nationally normed test.
Okay.
And then they report, the parents in a homeschooling situation or the school in a private school situation reports that data in the aggregate to the Department of Revenue where it lives. And so the point is that there is some accountability. I mean, Doug Jones says there's no accountability. He's clearly never read the bill. And he also said it was pulling money out of the ETF when it never goes into the ETF. And the money that's been used for this program thus far has come out of other buckets of money, not even specifically the ETF. So it's clear he's not up to speed on our school choice bill.
So that's API's main focus is making sure school choice continues to grow and flourish and be a viable option. What else? I mean, it's the fourth year, the end of the quadrennium. Legislators are going to start having to campaign. It's always an interesting year. So what else are you thinking is coming down the pipeline? And does it coincide with what API wants to accomplish, or are we going off the rails?
Yeah, some is, some isn't. I mean, frankly, a lot of our issues, especially on our strong families area, are kind of bread and butter issues for Republicans in the primary. So things like protecting girls and women in spaces, including dorms, is on our list. Education transparency, increasing civics education, reforming the High School Athletics Association will be an interesting conversation as it relates to school choice and other things. We have a piece of legislation to protect Alabama's bid laws because those have been run over like a freight train with the prison construction. And then we're always working on, we always want to cut taxes. We always want to cut regulations, but we're also trying to figure out how we can increase opportunities for work. We think that work is a dignified thing and it should be promoted. And so we're working on a couple of smaller pieces of legislation on entrepreneurism and youth entrepreneurism so that we can make sure that regulations and occupational licensing and things like that aren't standing in the way of people who actually want to go to work.
Okay.
That's great.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that was like 8 of the 30. But yeah, I mean, we're ambitious. We try to be ambitious. And also, you know what? It's pedal to the metal to me. Every single year that they're there, every single moment that they're there in Montgomery, they're there serving us. And I'm not going to subscribe to this, it's the last year, so we're not going to do much thing.
Which is pretty much what they came out and said. Did you see at the Mark meeting this weekend? They were like, yeah, we're just going to kick back and just do nothing. I mean, it's going to be an unambitious session.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
I was out of town this week and I did not see it.
Yeah, I didn't see the Mark meeting specifically, but I was with a large group of legislators this time last week. And just spurring them on to say, hey, the way you get reelected is to actually listen to your constituents. And the way you get reelected is to do the things that, those of us who vote for you want you to do. And our list of things, frankly, and I know I'm biased, but our list of things are things that I think that most voters want, and especially most Republican primary voters in the state of Alabama.
Real quickly before we talk about APA, your new action kind of section of API and the forum that we are co-hosting coming up, do you think we'll see anything with gambling this session?
There are already a couple of gambling bills filed. They're all local gambling bills, which really doesn't exist. But there's almost always one in Greene County because they're wanting to expand their definition of gambling specifically for Greene County. But you can't expand a definition just for one county. That's not a thing. And then there's also a couple of bills that I have seen on altering the taxation rate for historical horse betting. And the reason that that matters is because that's basically what all of the slot machines, or a lot of the slot machines in the state at the racetracks, are actually, when you press the button, you're pressing the button on a historical horse race. And so that legislation is also already pre-filed. And then we would like to see on the gambling front, you know, we've been opposed to gambling for 36 years, and year 37 is not going to be any different. But we would like to see an increase in the penalties for people who are participating or, you know, perpetuating illegal gambling, because what's happening is that law enforcement is doing a good job trying to shut these things down, and then they literally just like move across the street and reopen the next day because it's a misdemeanor. And we think that if it's going to be illegal, and it is, if it's going to be unconstitutional, and it is, then there should be penalties for doing it.
Oh, what a novel idea.
Shocking.
Love it. Yeah, shocking. Okay, so do we have time, or do we want to break and then talk about APA and talk about the forum?
I don't know.
Do you have
Stephanie,
time?
can you stick around for another segment?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go ahead and take a break, and that'll give us some time to really kind of dig into some of these other topics on the other side. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. Coming up next hour, we still have several stories from the montage from Mom Donnie and Trump and Iran, perhaps even a little Iran timeline, and what's happening in Minneapolis, because there's still crazy things happening there as well. But we are still talking to Stephanie Holden Smith, President, CEO of Alabama Policy Institute. And I know this will be a shorter segment. So there are two things we really would like to cover, which is Alabama Policy Action and then the forum we're co-hosting next week.
Yeah, so Alabama Policy Action is basically the political arm of Alabama Policy Institute. It's a 501c4 that allows us to participate in political types of things. Now, the reason that we started it is not because we want to be politicos. It's because we want to have an effective grassroots ability. And so that is how that's how we're doing it, is through this new arm called Alabama Policy Action. And so we're going to be pushing out information on that website about candidates, having candidate forums like we're doing that on the 20th. And then also just giving people the information that we think that they need on issues to make good choices when they're casting their ballot.
That's awesome. When did y'all start this?
So we had to go through the process with the IRS, which took almost a year. So this has been in the works for about a year and a half, but we became official, I think, last September, and we've been building out the website and the information since then.
Oh, that's excellent.
So I'm laughing because I don't know, Stephanie, was it 4 years ago? No, it was probably 4.5 years ago when we hosted the gubernatorial forum. And y'all, we had Republicans and Democrats there, and it was a hoot.
There are so many people.
It was like character all across the stage, but it was awesome. And I actually was really proud of what we did. I thought it was great for voters to come out. We hosted it in the same place at the Hoover Library in the auditorium there, and it was very informative. But what can people expect? Why is it important to pay attention to the lieutenant governor in the first place? And what can people expect from us this go around?
Okay, so first of all, that was super fun. And neither one of us were doing what we're doing now, but we were still, insanely involved. But and Amy Beth too. I mean, we could go back even further with that friendship. But anyway, so I'm really excited about this Lieutenant Governor Forum. And the reason that I think it matters, one, is that when we started talking about this, Doug Jones wasn't even announced or on a blip on the screen. So we were thinking the governor's race is going to be, not interesting. Let's focus on the lieutenant governor's race. The lieutenant governor's race has arguably five, maybe six people in it. All of the people who have announced and qualified, but even some who haven't technically qualified yet, are going to be there. So we got their commitment early, and they're all going to be there. It should be interesting and fun. Y'all are much more fun than I am, but that's why I'm friends with you, so that I can have fun sometimes. And I thought that the other forum was so fun because we really got into issues. We really did push some buttons on issues, but then we also had the lightning round, which we're bringing back, which is just like a one word answer. It may be a yes or no question, or it may be the answer to the question. We really maybe should even stop calling it the lightning round and calling it the Buddy the Elf round. So it's like, what's your favorite color? And so, I think that it's interesting. I think that people want to get to know the people who are going to represent them. But the lieutenant governor's race is really important, not because of the constitutional value of the lieutenant governor, but the fact that whoever is in that spot is a heartbeat away from being our actual governor.
Yep. I don't know if people even know what the lieutenant governor does, which basically they preside over the Senate.
Right.
And I feel like that office has gained more, or it kind of had a ton of power when Kay Ivey was there, and then it kind of waned. I feel like Will Ainsworth has done a little bit of better job, but it is a little bit like vice president. Like, you better be ready to step in line and lead the state in a heartbeat. So it does matter. I think it's going to be really good. Hopefully, the way we have it set up, if we do it this way, is, it will be very clear, you will get to hear from each candidate. It's not a debate. We're not going to have arguing. We're not going to have it. It is literally tell the people what you believe, what you want to accomplish, who you are, why you think you deserve this position. And then we do throw some fun, like actually on Twitter, my picture is still the whiteboard that says, "I'm not the devil you think I am." That was Dave Thomas,
Yep.
the pot smoking mayor.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, we asked them what if they had a song that was the theme of their life, what it would be.
That's awesome.
And his song was, "I'm not the devil you think I am."
I
We
can't
learned
wait.
so
I'm
much.
excited.
It was awesome.
I watched last time. To participate this time is a thrill.
Yep.
I know people will be there. They appreciate it because they don't often have opportunities to just hear their person talk.
Right.
And that's a refreshing change. And I frankly can't wait for the lightning round or the Buddy the Elf round. I mean, I love Buddy the Elf, so why not? But are we allowed? Well, we can't. We just can't say, well, you sit on a throne of lies. That's not possible.
We're going to be classy. We're not
it's
going
all right.
there.
I'll be good.
But
I promise.
maybe we need to take her off the stage.
No.
I thought it would be me.
No.
But January 20th, 6:00, Hoover Library. You can register at what is alabamapolicyaction.org.
Yeah.
And-
it's our normal website, alabamapolicy.org, but then on the upper left-hand corner, it says Alabama Policy Action. Click that.
And then you can register, or you can watch live on our streams on Rightside Media that night. Steffi, thanks so much for being with us. We may have to get you back in as session progresses, give us updates, see what's going on. Because what is it?
She knows all the things.
No, what do they do in the Hunger Games? They
offer herself as tribute.
To Paul Session in Montgomery. God bless you.
Yeah, I'll be there bright and early.
We'll be right back.
So I want to remind you, Inspire Advisors is one of our sponsors, and they are doing amazing work. Look, I know this audience. You're the kind of folks who believe in standing up for your principles. You're good stewards of what you have for resources. What if the companies you are investing in, though, don't reflect your values at all? Well, that's why you need to meet Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors. Inspire Advisors, experts in the field of biblically responsible investing. Look, they can help you grow your bottom line while also being proud of what companies you invest in. Inspire Advisors. You got to check them out. Here's their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com. That's Inspire Advisors, www.moneypatternwealth.com, and tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. We hope you enjoyed our conversation with our friend Stephanie Holden Smith with Alabama Policy Institute. Now, there's plenty in the montage that we didn't get to, which of course we're going to talk about this hour, because from the Mamdani black supremacist, which I thought that was a fair representation, and we may need to play her clip
Wait
again.
a second. Who was she?
She's in Mamdani's administration.
The one that said we can loot Target? We can burn. What?
Yeah. So is it hard to get to that, JP? Could we play that again?
I can pull it up right now.
Okay. Because I find that fascinating. And then we're still going to talk about Minnesota. The world is going to be ended by liberal white women.
Yeah.
I mean, do they think that what they're doing is effective, yelling at men? Did you see the clip this weekend of some white lady like just whining along with a guy who was just a reporter trying to ask questions? He's a man. I mean, just was talking while he was trying to ask questions, was harassing him. Do they think that's a good look?
Yeah. They think that makes them powerful and moves the needle. I would argue it does not.
I don't understand.
I got the clip of said black supremacist if you want to play it.
I would love to play it.
So
And then let's discuss.
So this is now Mamdani's crime advisor in New York City. Yeah.
Give a damn if they burn down Target. Because Target should be on the streets with us, calling for the justice that our people deserve. Don't talk to us about looting. Y'all are the looters. America has looted black people.
Precious.
Thoughts?
She seems hideous. Y'all remember that?
No.
Yeah, Jake from State Farm, the original.
Oh, yeah.
Where he
Yeah,
says,
okay. Yeah, I'm with you now.
Anyway.
Well, it kind of tracks who's in Mamdani's cabinet because he had one of the defense attorneys to the World Trade Center bombing, I believe. I need to go look it up. It's one of the terrorist defenders, maybe an Al Qaeda defender or something. Post 9/11 is now on his in his cabinet to some capacity, and he also took a picture with one of the conspirators in the World Trade Center bombing pre inauguration. So it kind of tracks with who this guy has around him.
If you're Target, do you stay in New York City? Because that's what you're going to get from the mayor is we don't care if you're being looted.
Yeah.
All right.
Seems like a gamble.
I know he is a communist. And I know that this does track. I mean, basically, guys, we need to start a list of the people he has, like a running list on our opaque board, not whiteboard. We need to have a running list of all the people he has in his cabinet. But the part that I have trouble with, it's this. And she doesn't realize it because she is a person that has some power. But when the communists run out of their people being used as pets, because the people in New York City, she sees them, she views them as little pets. And little pets, we're going to look after you. And little pets, we're going to tell you how this is going to be. It's a very worthless way of looking at people, is you're just our pet. And right now, while you're useful for us, it's great. But when we run out of usages for you guys, and when we run out of victimhood, we need to go to the next pet. But right now, it's these poor saps in New York City. But this idea that they are looted and America looted, is that what she said?
She said, y'all are the loot, or I don't know if she said y'all because she's in New York.
America has looted black people, essentially. Yeah.
Y'all are the looters.
Yes.
So does she know because it always gets back to slavery. And I know it's MLK Day next Monday, and we'll have more juicy tidbits on that day. But I just don't understand. Slavery has existed since the beginning of time. It's not right, but it just is. If it talks about America looting from Black people, do they also know that first, while the Indians were here, they treated each other like crap? And whichever tribe won, whichever war, that's to the victor go the spoils. Do they not also understand that Indians had slaves? Do they not also understand that the first slave owner in the US of A was a Black man? We won the country, but we won the country because we fought for it just like every other country across the world since ever. Not just forever, since ever. And so 250 years later, the only thing I can come up with for someone who says something that ignorant and that foolish is that she needs people to play in her little game, because while they say that they've moved off the plantation, they haven't really. They just have put people back on the communist plantation, and that's far worse. Because at least here, Christians, starting in England with William Wilberforce, fought to end slavery. That's who ended slavery. And that's who ended slavery in the United States. But we don't tell that part of the history because it's not convenient. The word slave, Slavic, that's for white people who were slaves, Slavs. So if you, Mom Donnie, are going to have these kinds of people in your administration who treat human beings like victims so that they can get their little delights, go ahead. That's cute. But we are sick to death of these kinds of people, because apparently Black people cannot be racist. Only white people can. Well, I can tell you, as a certified Black enough correspondent and commentator, we have had enough. We are not going to do it anymore. And America, New York citizens, y'all better wake up, because you've just invited the devil inside the den, and you've got a lot on your hands to fight back and take your city back. It's going to be trash in about a year.
I'm glad you put in there why you were able to do that rant. You're Black enough to do that rant.
I'm Black enough. I'm Black enough. My birth father was Black. I grew up thinking I was Italian. Turns out I wasn't. Only found that out a couple years ago. That's okay. I was very happy when I found out after talking to birth mom for the first time. That was super fun. Great, fun family. But that's all my mom and dad knew. And that's what I was told. And then through DNA and through conversations, I'm like, Shazam! And my kids are like, we knew it!
But Amy Beth,
what?
How did the black skin and the really curly hair when you were 5 not give it away? Like, I'm serious. You're going to show JP a picture.
Oh, I will.
It's like everybody knew but you.
I ask my besties. They're like, we all knew. But when you're adopted, you believe what you're told. And so your family that adopts you just raises you as a human being, which is delightful. It truly is delightful to be raised as just a human. However, when you always get that question when you're growing up, who are you? What are you? You're like, oh. But yeah, my kids, yes.
Someday, can we tell that story?
Yeah, we'll tell the whole story. It's hilarious. But that's why I'm the certified Black enough commentator on the show. Cappuccino is what I prefer. There you go.
I just want to know, are we not tired of the rhetoric? Like, does her yelling, saying, America, you have looted Black people, does that, and I'm genuinely asking, does that really move anyone into action?
The victim class, yes. Permanent victims are moved by that.
Like the white woman that showed up at the place of the ICE shooting and said, my white tears aren't good enough to be shed here.
Yes.
So she
genuinely believes that.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Isn't it though?
I just, why can't we just move? I get it. I kind of put it like in your family, you know, like we all in your family, you do some things, you say some things that you're not proud of. wish you could take them back. You know, looking back, or even in the moment, that they're not right. But you can't just, number one, you can't just erase it and act like it didn't happen. That drives people literally crazy. And number two, you can't dwell on it forever. You learn from it. You call it what it is, and you move on and become better for it. I mean, if we all had to stew in all the terrible decisions we made every day for the rest of our lives, we would be worthless people. And I feel like that's what we're seeing. It's like they're so stuck in the mud, and like they think they're making all this progress, but you're just like, your boots are like Galoshian in that mud, and you can't get out. And it's really scary. And you look, when you think half of America feels that way, I guess. No wonder we're tanking and exceptionalism and our kids can't read. If everybody's a victim, we're not going to do anything. Abs. Fine.
Okay.
On that note, we'll go to a break. We'll go, what? I need to go use my little pedal, my bike pedal during the break.
I may need to use it too.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm JP here alongside Allison and Amy Beth, and we got a caller on the line. It's our friend Jeff from Indiana. Jeff, where you out on the road today?
I'm in the middle of downtown Nashville as we speak.
Oh, fun.
Oh, it's always fun.
I know.
Not really.
What's on your mind today?
You know, I just want to talk about, this woman that got shot in
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. There you go. Had it on the tip of my tongue, couldn't say it. But what nobody's talking about is, they said her kid was going to a charter school, and I got to looking into that and realized that that's where I guess she was kind of met these people that she's with, I guess, on this anti-ICE thing. And it's called the Southside Family Charter School of Minneapolis. And it's basically a bastion of liberal ideology. I mean, they teach kids to protest, I guess, and everything else. And it's federally funded is the problem.
That kind of tracks, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, so if the feds are funding basically the liberals' religion, basically, I'd say, how come we're not funding Christian schools and every other schools out there if they can fund something like this? And you need to look it up because it is crazy. It makes the Rainbow Academy of and down there in Birmingham, I guess, look like a conservative place, I think. So it's, you need to dive into this a little bit and then kind of look it up. It's like I say, it's the Southside Family Charter School of Minneapolis.
We'll look into that. I do think it's crazy, even here in Alabama, like you referenced, that the very first charter school that the state funded was the Magic City Acceptance Academy here in Birmingham, which is, holy cow. It is definitely not a conservative institution. And there's a lot of ideologies that come out of there that most of us with our taxpayer funds would not support. Yet there's no way, like you said, we could have a Christian charter school. That would just be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, these people here, they basically, you talk about the left indoctrinating children. This is the ground zero of that, because I think they teach, from what I gather, they teach how to protest, and they take them out on field trips, and they go to the South, and I guess even talk to people that the founders of the movements, and everything, and I think it's a K through 8 or K through 5 now.
Wow.
And it's really crazy. It's basically what I read. The teachers can get away with whatever they want to teach and everything else. So somebody needs to look into that and know that your federal dollars are going to a place like this.
It's a shame too. I feel bad for that kid. He had, well, first of all, apparently his father was killed already, and he had to grow up with, lesbian parents and get sent to a school like this. And now his mom is gone because of her foolishness. It is really sad. You think that's kind of like their religion, like these charter schools is like a left indoctrination center. So then why can't actual Christian schools be funded federally? It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, if they're funding this, they can fund it all. I mean, because this is way out there. I'd like to see the left go, if there was a conservative school that taught all kinds of stuff, which basically there is, because that's how it's supposed to be taught.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not all the wokeism. But
I agree.
But you need to look it up and check it out, because it'll blow your mind.
Well, we appreciate you letting us know, Jeffro, and have fun going through Nashville per usual.
I'm having fun at 5 mile an hour.
Be safe.
Thanks, Jeff.
Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye.
He's consistent, if nothing else. Like every time he calls, he's in Nashville.
I know.
I don't know if he just literally gets stuck there and stuck in traffic, and he's like, oh, time to call Rightside.
Yeah, I think it is, now that he's not moving at all.
Yeah.
That's good.
And why not? So thank
Why
you.
not?
Why not? So in our next segment, we have the 3. So we'll go around, right, and share breaking news or news that we've held on to that we wanted to talk about.
I do want to, like, from our montage, we still have Iran.
Oh, we do have
Iran.
Iran.
To cover. Y'all got to update me on that too.
We can do
And then
that.
the day's over. It's been a quick Monday.
Like 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Crazy.
We're
Do we
done.
have any texts?
We do. We got Lisa from Tanner. She says, I'm curious what the reasoning was for giving homeschool students only $2,000 per parents. Parents of homeschooled children don't get a break on their taxes. So why should they be allowed less funding for education?
Clearly, whoever came up with that dollar amount has never homeschooled because it's expensive to homeschool. And the idea that it isn't is from people who've never homeschooled.
I think because I was in some of those meetings actually at the governor's office. Part of it was they didn't even want to include homeschool kids. And so that was the compromise. Right. We're not giving you the
Good
full
grief.
amount. We'll give you $2,000. Yeah.
You know what's amazing was speaking of the test, and I thought that was very fair that Stephanie said they are expected to take, some kind of a nationalized test, and our kids did every time each year while they were homeschooled, is generally speaking, if you compare test scores, one group blows another group out of the water.
My homeschooled child is way smarter. Well, a much better critical thinker.
That's exactly right.
I wouldn't say smarter, but much better at critical thinking and analyzing and finding solutions than our public school kids. All right, we'll get to more news on the other side. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I am Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. Really on our way to wrapping up Monday. But trust us, the rest of the week will be just as delightful with guests and topics and good conversation. So you don't want to miss any of it. Also, don't forget you can join us next Monday night at the Hoover Public Library at 6:00 for the Lieutenant Governor Forum. Or Tuesday, excuse me.
Yeah.
I knew I said that wrong. Tuesday.
I just didn't want people to show up on Monday.
I mean, you can show up on Monday if you want to check out books. But Tuesday is the Lieutenant Governor Forum. And last time it was a packed house, and I expect nothing less this time. We're excited to partner with API. And this time I get to be on the stage with y'all because you were there last time. And you did a great job.
Maybe.
Oh, my word.
You got to keep it together, Shaver.
Girl.
See?
This is what I do, is keep it together.
So while you pull yourself together, our listener, Buffy Paragon, I think that's her name. Pentagon, Paragon. That would be her stage name. She sent me the link to the SouthsideFamilySchool.org website, and it's funny. What makes us unique? Number one, a school that puts social justice first. We integrate social justice into every grade level, telling the stories of the people, not the people in power, and helping students understand history and their role in making the world a better place. And it goes on to talk about a safe and inclusive environment. We're proud and welcoming space for all families, LGBTQ+, blah, 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 blah. Yep. It's everything you thought it would be and that Jeff from Indiana said.
Do you know what's sad is in a dark place like that, the one thing that would change everybody's lives is the gospel. Can you imagine how depressed, how anxious, how uninformed they are because they've chosen to believe a lie, and now the government is supporting that lie? I mean, on a microcosmic scale in Common Core classrooms, they want to develop the same kind of little person who's ready to go out and be a revolutionary person. They want to develop little advocates, but a whole school dedicated to that, I'm sad for them.
I do have great my heart breaks for these people that you see out on the street as annoying, and you just want to flip them in the head sometimes. But they have nothing. Like, think about if you didn't have Jesus or an identity or a bigger picture, a bigger reason, a bigger purpose in your life, if you didn't have God, and you are trying to fill that hole every single day. And that's all they can find is their identity in this social justice craze. And it is literally making people crazy. And then these poor kids, like JP, what you were talking about, they don't have a choice. Now this child is an orphan. One, I don't know what happened with his or her dad, but and then now from it's almost a mental illness, but it didn't have to happen. It's like if you don't have an identity in Christ, you are going to find it in anything. And this group is just gaining steam because all this sounds so great. Why wouldn't you want your kids to be more accepting? Why wouldn't you want it to be inclusive? Why wouldn't you want to talk about anyway, I watch and it makes me sad.
What do they say in the Bible about those who go after the children? It'd be better to have a millstone around your neck and thrown into the water, you know? So it does not need to be, at the very least, I think it's fair to say it shouldn't be federally funded. Like, we shouldn't be paying for that.
No.
I don't know if federal funding and a lot of state funding both go towards that. I think that's right. Yeah.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
So we are
imagine.
all paying for the Magic City Acceptance Academy in Birmingham.
And again, to Jeff's point, you think we have some excellent charter schools that have been around a long time. Like I'm thinking of Cornerstone.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a few others, but think about how hard it is to get to become a charter school that is Christian. You say that you're LGBTQ affirming. Oh yeah, we'll give you, you have the right to do that. the way that we have the whole educational process set up must be flipped on its head. Must be. Also, we don't need to be paying for this.
Okay. News.
News.
Stories. News. Who wants to start? I don't have my story picked. So who had JP? Do you have a story picked?
Well, did we want to cover Iran and get to the story first?
I do want y'all to tell me what's going on.
I'll make it brief.
Yeah.
But essentially, the White House, this is according to the Wall Street Journal, White House is, quote, weighing a last-ditch Iranian offer to engage in diplomacy. However, President Trump is currently leaning towards, quote, authorizing fresh military strikes on Iran. And about 40-something minutes ago, Trump announced a 25% tariff on all countries that are doing business with Iran in a Truth Social post. So it looks like it says effective immediately. Any country doing any business with the Islamic Republic of Iran will pay a tariff on 25% on any and all business being done with the United States of America. So it looks like Trump is leaning towards strikes on Iran, but the goalposts are being moved. Can I just say, because at first it was if you shoot any of the protesters, kill any of the protesters, we're going to be doing strikes on you. Well, they've already killed a whole bunch. And so now it's almost like, what's the point of doing strikes at all? But now, I mean, the goalposts are being moved. So I don't even know why do any strikes? If the regime is that crumbling and on the way out, then just let them do what they're doing, you know?
I heard on the Daily Wire this morning that people in Iran woke up to the authorities basically hosing blood off the streets. People are being massacred. And so you're right, moving the goalpost from what you said. I don't want for this to happen, but it feels a lot like Obama's red line that kept getting moved all those years ago. And here we are. Let Iran do Iranian things. Bring the king back if that's what you want. It's obvious that it's time. It's obvious that Islamic rule for the last 50 years has been horrific. It's hideous. But to strike, what do we hope to accomplish with that?
Right.
I don't understand. I don't.
But that is the brief latest on Iran.
My quick brief is from Andy No.
So good.
He reports that white liberals in Minneapolis are discussing on Reddit how they're traumatizing their own children to prepare them in case ICE agents break into their homes and kidnap them.
That's really good for childhood development.
Well, it's great. The political indoctrination and abuse is similar to what liberal and leftist parents did 10 years ago when Trump won election, as well as what they did again for BLM, saying that police are trained to kill Black and brown people. So, really, this is what you guys are doing. I mean, it's the same thing as using your babies as human shields. That's a communist tactic. I saw it online, but it's true. To bring the babies out, to have community, to have fellowship. No, you're not. You're really not. This is out of control in Minneapolis. So I don't know what to do here. Iran needs to handle Iran. We need to go handle Minneapolis.
We need insane asylums back. Like, these people are literally insane.
Yeah, it's a problem. I mean, it is a mental illness. But it's just so sad to see that. I mean, Minneapolis is a great American city. And I don't know. I think the federal government has to. It's one thing if they're crazy amongst themselves, which still is sad, but it's like, what can you really do? You know, if they're going to be crazy amongst themselves. But whenever you start inflicting that crazy on the federal government and you start inflicting that crazy on ICE agents trying to do their job, that's kind of when like dad has to step in and say, you just can't do that. And I don't know, maybe some of these crazies will have a run-in with ICE to where they realize life is not a game, you know, like you're virtue signaling and thinking that you can just attack ICE and call them Gestapo. Yeah, well, that's, you know, the saying some people just need to get punched in the mouth like one time and then the rest of their life they'll feel better. So I'm not encouraging violence, but I'm just saying maybe these people need a rude awakening to reality.
The death of Renee Good, was that not?
Apparently not, because now you got Tim Walz calling on everybody nationwide to stand with us and go against ICE. So it's almost like a lot of those crazies were empowered because of the rhetoric of Tim Walz and Mamdani and others. So I don't know. Maybe some of these protesters who want to go and like run up on an ICE agent who get pushed, on the ground. I don't know. Whatever. I don't even know if that will do it, but it would certainly help. I would hope.
It's funny how you think how people say the Bible is irrelevant, and all I can think of are the proverbs like the fools despise wisdom, rebuke a fool, and he will hate you. You just think through those verses, and you go, "Well, that's where we're living."
Yep.
Just in a land of delusion.
Okay, I have my story.
Okay.
It's really not much of a story.
All right.
Stephen Miller, Stephen Miller,
Do we love him?
who is just on fire lately, Trump's right-hand man, basically. He posted this yesterday. No, I lie. This was in 2025. Okay, let me just tell you what I read. Now, why is this coming back up? He posted, now it makes sense. I was about to ask you what was going to happen on the night of the forum. He posted, in 10 days, justice will be restored fully and absolutely.
Was that from last year?
Okay, that was from last year, and the inauguration was on the 20th. I get it now. I thought he was saying like the world was going to end in 10 days.
Like Stephen Miller would tell the.
Which he would. Yeah, like, hey, everybody, like it's all going down in 10 days. Get in your bunkers. Okay, never mind. I don't have a story anymore.
Well, I got one. We got Senator Mark Kelly is now suing the Pentagon.
Why?
So if you guys remember, I think it was a week ago that Hegseth and the Pentagon decided to demote Mark Kelly and take away his what's his pension or his pay or whatever.
Yeah.
So he put up a tweet today that he's actually suing the Pentagon. Says this is part of his long tweet that we're not going to read all of. But he says, now Pete Hegseth wants our longest serving military veterans to live with the constant threat that they could be deprived of their rank and pay years or even decades after they leave the military just because he or another Secretary of Defense doesn't like what they've said. That's not the way things work with the United States of America, and I won't stand for it.
Mm. They don't live in our reality, do they?
No. So you can't just call for, okay, like here's an example. Say that the National Guard or whoever is sent into Minneapolis to protect federal workers, and somebody watched Mark Kelly's video and think that that's an illegal action, and you can say no to illegal actions. That you're literally inciting an insurrection, and we already saw videos of some members of the military saying that they were going to resign and because they can't work for such an illegal and fascist military or government. So you can't just incite an insurrection and call upon members of the military to defy the chain of command and think that nothing was going to happen. It's not because they didn't like what you said. It's because what you said was so insanely inflammatory that you have to be punished for it. That's how it works. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see some of the others in there because it was a bunch of veteran Democrats that did that video. But yeah, Mark Kelly thinks. Do we actually think Mark Kelly is going to have any success with this lawsuit?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe.
Me think not.
I don't trust the judges. I don't know.
I don't know either. But it's definitely it's just, I would say it's funny, but it is sad that we have Mark Kelly as a senator and this is how he's behaving.
Like a child.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I do have a correction/retraction.
Oh, okay.
It is not Buffy Paragon. It would be Pudgy Paragon.
Pudgy Paragon.
So Pudgy, I'm really
Paragon.
sorry. I misidentified you in your name gender. I will not trans you again. On the other side, would you rather? And then we're done.
We're done.
Day is done. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP, rolling through a Monday to get our week kicked off and basically set it on fire because of the stories we've covered today. Y'all, it turns out allegedly Blue Cross and Blue Shield taught Somalis allegedly how to set up government-funded businesses. We're going to look into that story. Now for fun and merriment.
But first,
yes, ma'am.
We didn't even talk about football.
Oh.
You know what? We didn't do Inspire Advisors, so let's do it. We didn't do it on Friday, and we'll have a short sports segment. So we'll make it up.
Well, this sports segment is brought to you by Paul Breyer and Inspire Advisors, www.moneypatternwealth.com. If you want to get your portfolio aligned with your values, go check out Inspire Advisors. You can go to our website, www.rightsidemedia.org, to find out even more about them. Or, like I said, just go to www.moneypatternwealth.com. Inspire Advisors. What? The butt kicking of Indiana and Miami, or the NFL has actually been.
Hey, you want to talk about Ole Miss?
Ole Miss.
That was such a good game.
It was a great game. I was hoping to have Lane Kiffin eat it, but
I guess we talked about it because it was Thursday night.
We did. We haven't. So the NFL playoffs have been actually really good, though.
Steelers are on tonight.
Are on tonight.
I got to get out of here and get home to bake food so we can watch the game and eat.
You're going home and baking?
French fries.
Oh, okay.
Nothing serious.
Okay.
French fries and some food.
Previewing, thinking Miami, Indiana. What does that look like?
Indiana is going to destroy them.
They are unbelievable.
It's kind of freaky how good they are. I feel like it was prime Alabama in terms of like, I can't imagine being an Indiana fan and just knowing the confidence of whoever we're going to walk on the field with. This just stands no chance.
I don't enjoy their coach. I think he's very arrogant.
What?
Oh, see,
he wins.
I like him. I think he's autistic and funny.
Biscuit.
You don't like him?
I don't like him.
His introductory press conference, he goes, it's real simple. I win.
Yeah.
Google me.
But I love the campus. Their gym, their basketball gym is phenomenal. It's the most fun gym we've ever been in. But holy cow, Indiana's good. It's kind of like when we played AAU ball and people are like, how old you say your son was? These boys are just bigger and you're like, how old are you exactly?
But you know why they're good?
Portal.
No.
Why?
JP?
Well, you tell me why you think why. I'm interested.
Because they said it on the TVs.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they said we have no 5 stars.
Yeah, they don't.
Oh, no, I do like that about them.
And I really do think that makes all the difference. They're hustlers. They're scrappy. They know that there's no guarantee that some 5-star fabulous person isn't coming in on top of them. So they work hard.
I do think that's true.
Like that. I do like that. You're right.
We got about 30 seconds for Would You Rather.
Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to do that, but okay, yes.
Oh, we got to hear the wheel.
Woo!
Okay. Would you rather someone borrowed $500 and never returned it, or someone lent you $500 and you never repaid it?
They never returned it.
Yeah, because now you're on the hook for $500 forever.
Same. I'm with y'all.
Okay, we got
I can't sleep at night. Like, that bothers me. I don't want to be in debt to anyone, anything, ever.
Would you rather never stand in a queue or always have traffic lights turn green when your car approaches? Give me traffic lights.
Traffic lights.
Oh. The pressure of a break and a question. I'm going never stand in a queue.
Oh, yeah. Chris Shaver.
It's like if you got your arms full, like you can zip right through. At least in your car, you can listen to something and just chill out for a second.
That's true, but I hate standing there. And
yeah, you hate standing there, so you don't want a queue.
You're kind of convincing me. Yeah, I guess a queue. You're right. I can listen to my music in the car.
I stand in lines for my family, so it's okay.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow. It'll be equally as exciting, and I promise you don't want to miss it. See you then.